Very sad news, guys. Amos' daughter got on the internet and she said that her dad, but before we get into what she said about her dad, let us hit the like button as we come into the channel. Okay, as you come onto my page, please hit that like button. If you have not subscribed as yet, please subscribe to my channel. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, now let's get into the video. So she says her famous dad was a victim by the caregivers. He was a victim of financial as well as physical abuse. John Amos, who is now 83 years old, lived in his own home and was being attended to by caretakers, the same people who dropped him off at the hospital and who allegedly abused him physically as well as financially. And you guys know who he is. He starred in Good Times, but his daughter says the family does not know how long it's been going on because she lives out of the country. So his daughter was there to really keep an eye on what was going on, and I guess the other family members were too busy doing their own thing with their own families, immediate families. And this is why it's important to check in on your loved one. You really have to do your due diligence or have someone checking on them. You know, sometimes you hire these people to watch them in their own home while you run your life with your own family. A lot of times they're not doing the job they're supposed to do. You're supposed to be checking in. You're supposed to be calling your loved one, making sure everything is okay in your absence. So often, if you can't drop by, you living out of the country, have someone check in, have someone go by, even if you got to pay that person to go see what's going on. Every week, drop by, see what's going on. But these caregivers, she said they beat him up, drop him off at the hospital. They stole his money and they took anything that was worth anything in the home. That's what his daughter said. They took him to the cleaners on a note telling how long this was going on. At least they didn't unalive him. For them to lay hands on him and then drop him off at the hospital and disappear, I'm telling you, it's so unconscionable. But now the police department is involved, the investigation team, they're looking into it. They have launched an investigation. Her father is going to be placed in like I guess a nursing home or a senior home or something like that for better care. And I keep telling people, you know, back in the old country, we're used to taking care of our loved ones. We do not put them in nursing homes. But a lot of times when you kind of do it yourself, you hire a caregiver and they're the ones who abuse your loved ones. So instead of doing that, maybe it's best to just put them in a nursing home or a facility where better care can be given. And there are people there, however, who will try to abuse, but at least you have other people watching. Not because they're in a nursing home or an extended care facility does not mean the abuse doesn't happen there either. It does happen from time to time. I read it from time to time in the newspapers, on the news, on the internet, but it's very, very rare that it happens because there are stiff laws in place, and those individuals who tend to be abusive know better now that these laws are so strict that you can really serve some hard time if you put your hand on an elderly person when that person is under the care of a facility. So I would say that's your best bet if you're really struggling where to put your loved one and you can't watch them. Instead of putting them with people who will abuse them, like having the person take them into their home and watch them, or they come into your loved one's home, like John Amos, and watch him in his own home. Sometimes they abuse the person in their own home. So let's continue with the video and hear what his daughter have to say.
For those of you who didn't, I'm about to share. I'm currently in Memphis, Tennessee. It's raining out. My dad is in the hospital here in Memphis. He was traveling on business, from what I understand, and he called me, and he called for help. And then we had a family member fly down to check on him because I was out of the country, and I got here as fast as I could. And in the last couple of weeks, as things have unfolded, we've learned that my father has been the victim of elder abuse and financial exploitation. And pretty much everything that was worth anything that was in his home is gone. It was really, really horrible. We're working with the Colorado Bureau of Investigations, the local county sheriff in Colorado where my dad lived. And it has been a really difficult time. I did a very emotional post yesterday on Facebook. I feel a little stronger today. He was up and talking today, which, touched my heart and gave me some hope. I'm still very upset and angry to know that there are people in the world that would do something like this to a senior citizen, to an older person. Especially if you know my dad, he'd give you the shirt off his back. He is one of the most generous people that I know, and he's always provided for his family, and this is devastating. We have a long road ahead of us. He no longer has home security, so we're going to have to find a safe place for him to live when he gets out of the hospital, and we're hopeful that he will. He's been in ICU.
And the ICU unit is the intensive care unit of the hospital. You only go there if you're in really, really serious trouble, like you're very, very sick. So, guys, for him to be in ICU, he was really badly hurt.
And I'm asking for your prayers, your love, your thoughts. It took me a lot to get out of my ego and out of my own way, and probably against my dad's best wishes because he's a very private person. But my family and I have pulled our resources, and we still need help. We need help to support him. He is doing... He's got a long road ahead of him. Let's just put it like that. My dad is a very private person. He probably would not love that I have launched a GoFundMe campaign. And I've done so because we've pooled our resources and we have so much that we have to deal with. We have to hire lawyers to pursue the suspects. I'm not at liberty yet because the Colorado Bureau of Investigations is involved, as well as the local sheriff's department. So I can't share too many details about who the perpetrators are. I can only say they were caregivers or a caregiver. And that's about all I can say about that right now. My dad is going to need extensive medical care and rehabilitation. We're going to have to relocate him into a safe space with long-term care. And we don't know how horrible yet the financial crimes were, but we know it's a lot. And so I am asking for everyone out there. I'm going to drop the GoFundMe link in this post. I will leave this on my page, and I will drop it in this chat in just a moment. And if you all would be so kind as to share it with your communities, with your friends, your family. If you don't know my dad, he's John Amos. He's the actor from Good Times, Roots, Coming to America, West Wing. He's been in over 200 shows. He has worked over 60 years in the entertainment industry and is one of the most generous, loving people that I know. And I hate that my dad is going through this right now, and I hate that the hardship that is put on my family. I will have to stay in Memphis until hopefully we get him released. And it's a lot. We need to stop we do need to stop elder abuse. I agree. I had no idea that actually I did. I do know that it is a horrible thing that happens in many countries, but in the U.S., and then it costs, I think people steal over like $8 billion a year or something like that. I think that there need to be better laws in place for elderly people. And if I can encourage you to I don't care how old you are, you should have your wishes in writing and have an advocate for you all the time. Unfortunately, my dad spent a lot of time in the hospital alone before we were able to really locate him.
That is so sad, guys. She said her dad was in the hospital alone before they were even able to locate him. So they didn't even know where this man was. They were trying to find him, trying to figure out which hospital did these people drop him off at. Isn't that horrible? That they did not even have the common courtesy to call the family to let them know where their loved one was.
Unfortunately, my dad spent a lot of time in the hospital alone before we were able to really locate him and see him. And not having someone to advocate for you can really be detrimental. I know that there are people here who are going to want to talk to me and call me. Send me a text message. I'm kind of getting overwhelmed with calls between lawyers, detectives, investigators, my family, friends. So please send me a text message and I'll call you back as soon as possible if you're one of my personal friends. If you can donate, you will help us be able to retain the attorneys that we need for litigation, to pursue criminal charges. Unfortunately, one of the things that I've learned is that Adult Protective Services has limited resources, and I think they kind of look at these things like it's a family matter, and they don't really respond the way they need to. I had been calling APS for quite some time, and now here we are. I think it's the same. I feel like it's the same with the police department. I think that, they look at these things like they're family crimes. So what our lawyers will be doing is actually putting together the case and bringing it to the police because, from what I'm learning, this has been going on for quite some time. And unfortunately, I was traveling and I had no idea that what I was going to see and what happened to my dad's home and all of those things would be part of our reality. I am heartbroken. I got myself together today. I'm trying to keep it together for this share. But we could really utilize your support, your love, your prayers, your good energy. And I would be super grateful for that. I hope that if you have parents who are living, make sure they have their affairs in order. Make sure you have someone appointed for their long-term care in the future. And do that for yourself too. At any age, it doesn't matter how old you are. None of us are going to get out of here alive, but in this lifetime, we should have the love and support. And honestly, what I want from my dad, my intention in all of this, is to give him a safe space to live for the rest of his life, however long that is. I just want him to be safe and to be with the people who love him and who care about him. Because clearly these people had other interests and it wasn't my dad. He's 83 years old, and I think, like I said this on Facebook yesterday, the thing that hurts me the most is that anyone could have asked him for anything and he would give you the shirt off his back. And the fact that they stole from him and that they stole things from his home and, left him in those kind of conditions and dropped him off at a hospital, completely outrageous, completely egregious and outrageous. So please send my family lots of love and light and healing energy, and thank you for your love and support. I will do my best to go in the thread afterwards and answer questions. I'm going to go by the hospital again and just check on him, see how he's doing, and try to get the latest information that I can. And I am in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a long ways from home right now. I live, you all know I live out of the country most of the time, and completely out of my element here. But, I know there's some good people here. I've met some good people here, and they've been very helpful. And we have an amazing legal advisor right now that's helping us, and my whole family is being supportive, and we're all pulling our resources too. So please share this, and I'm sending y'all love and healing energy wherever you are. I will do my best to go through the thread and answer your questions, so just check back in a little bit. I'm gonna get going, but and I'll come on a little later and let you know how my dad is doing and give you guys updates. And yeah, please share. Okay. Thank you, you all. Love you again, and have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Thank you.
So, guys, that's one of the saddest things I've heard when it comes to these celebrities. I mean, how can someone steal from this poor man who is very generous? This 83-year-old elderly man. And then assaulted him, dropped him off at the hospital, left him there, not informed the family where he was, stole all the stuff that was worth anything out of his house. Now the daughter said the family don't know how long this has been going on, which tells me they haven't been visiting him often enough. If they had, they would have noticed items missing and they would have seen the condition of their father. This is why I said before, you've got to do your regular visits. And if you cannot do the visits, you have someone appointed to visit that loved one because you don't know what's going on. It could be financial abuse, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be starvation, but you have to do your due diligence, either to visit that person weekly or to appoint someone, because sometimes the elderly is not eating and they may be losing a lot of weight and you're not being informed that they're losing all this weight and literally they're starving to death. In John Amos' case, these people were probably not informing the family as to his condition because they were the ones abusing him. And that's why you can't go by what they're saying over the phone. If you call and the person says, "Oh, your father is doing fine. Oh, he has a pleasant day, a lovely day. He's sleeping right now. You better take your butt over there and check on your father. Make sure everything is okay." Do not go by what these people are telling you over the phone. I don't care how nice they are and if they're a family friend. Sometimes it is the people that you trust the most that are victimizing your loved one. So do your due diligence, folks, and check on your loved one. Anyway, YouTubers, drop your comments, hit the bells, the like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.